Starbucks seems unstoppable. Everywhere you go, there's a Starbucks. No matter the country, city, or area, Starbucks has literally become the fuel of our economy, giving everyone their pick-me-up.
Dude, this is a professional yapper. True.
It almost seems impossible for the company.
Unless you're talking about me. True.
On the surface, you'd be correct for thinking so, as there doesn't seem to be any big visible sign that Starbucks has anything to worry about. Until now. Welcome to Cosmax, McDonald's secret plan to kill Starbucks once and for all. You see, Cosmax isn't your typical McDonald's. It's McDonald's answer to the booming beverage market, a sector currently dominated by giants like Starbucks.
How you doing, buddy?
What sets Cosmax apart? Well, it seems to be their focus on Generation Z.
I want to try this. I don't care about Starbucks. I never bought these wild drinks, but I wish I had a Cosmix near me. I would try this shit. Leveling, chilling,
nice.
nice.
Seems to be their focus on Generation Z, with their extra.
You don't have Starbucks? It's not that special.
Drinks, from pre-workout drinks to churro-flavored frappes, along with their Instagrammable aesthetics, designed for a younger and younger customer base, addicting Generation Z to more poison.
I don't know.
Also, isn't this the best time to ever do this? Because Generation Z is like agenda-based, like as fuck. They go on these crusades for no reason at all, and at the moment I think there's like something bad about Starbucks, that the war going on with Israel and stuff like that. So I think because they're supporting Israel, a lot about Generation Z is kind of boycotting Starbucks. So I think the fact that McDonald's is jumping right in, even though clearly they are not supporting Israel, it's probably, this is the perfect moment for them to jump in the market and try to take some of that moolah that Starbucks have been grinding all the time. Coffee's mid. I prefer, like, I don't know, I like strong coffee. I don't know, I don't like these sweet coffees that much. I don't eat sugar nearly, so I'm not that big fan of Starbucks. But in my view, Starbucks coffee is like a dessert. It's just a bunch of random shit with a little bit of coffee.
I can get through the whole day without it.
And this is coming at a time where more and more people are finding Starbucks to be far too pricey for the product they're given. With their tip service selection forced onto everyone, coffees at Starbucks are now becoming $7 to $8.
The fact that you tip for a cup of coffee is insane.
Across the US, all while they cut back on quality. And with this, McDonald's is now aiming to put the final
something
nail
wrong
in
with liking
Starbucks'
sweet
coffee.
drinks.
To understand why the new chain is not only a good idea, but could actually be a game changer for McDonald's, we need to look at Cosmax's menu. Unlike your traditional McDonald's menu, Cosmax focuses way less on food and way more on drinks. While McDonald's will continue to rule the fast food market, Cosmax could very soon rule the beverage market. Some of the drinks on offer include pre-workout drinks, churro-flavored frappes, and blueberry ginger boost with big bursting bubbles. Cosmax is like Starbucks, but on steroids, with customers urged to combine and blend various syrups, energy shots, and toppings in their beverages.
So you can customize it.
Cosmax plans to establish 10 new restaurants in the US. Among these, one will be...
And I think the point of this is that you can automate it. I think this whole process in these shops are automated. So they just have robots making all of the drinks, meaning your order will never be wrong.
Conveniently located near the company's headquarters in Chicago, while the remaining 9 will be situated in Texas. If these outlets are successful...
I only tip if my waitress is very nice and helpful and kind and quick. And that's usually what I do tip for.
Then further expansion
expands, yeah.
First in the US, then the broader world. And whereas McDonald's usually focuses on foods and meals, Cosmax will be the new fast food of coffee. But whilst this might sound outlandish, that Cosmax
fast
could destroy
food
Starbucks,
of coffee,
we need to understand that this rivalry has been going on for decades. And this is why I started to drink Ars Coso as an alternative to caffeine. Unlike garbage caffeinated sugary drinks like Red Bull, Ars Coso is made of 100 natural ingredients such as...
Just buy coffee from the shop or grind your own coffee.
Completely changed mental, and this impacts my role in breakfast Coso. This is
dude, this ad is long. It's longer than the video.
Ratio and you're all set to go.
Oh, it's longer than the video.
It's a step towards
oh my god.
When the two companies were engaged in a number of wars, most notably the coffee wars. In 2008, during the financial crisis, Starbucks experienced a dramatic decline in its market share.
Longer than me.
McDonald's seized the opportunity and implemented an extensive marketing campaign between 2008 and 2009 to benefit from the situation, offering caffeine-craving customers cheaper alternatives to Starbucks. During this period, McDonald's was actually doing incredibly well, because as people started spending less money on fancy restaurants, more and more people went to fast food restaurants like McDonald's, which was only bolstered by the new caffeine menu. And so in December of 2008...
I like when people do ads short, and they do it fun. Like, I feel like Internet Historian is the best one. But a lot of people like Seth and stuff like that, they do ads really quick and really fun and interesting. And it's like when you do it like that, instead of like brain dead information for ages, you're kind of like, yeah, maybe I'll try it out. Why not? It sounds fun.
McDonald's erected a very cheeky billboard that read $4 is dumb. A play on words for Starbucks is dumb. Another rowdy billboard read large is the new grande. Another not
I've never had McCafe.
And in the years since, the rivalry has only intensified.
I've never tried it.
Which brings us back to Cosmax. Now, to be fair, Cosmax does kind of look like just a copy and paste of the Starbucks menu.
They look sick though. I don't know.
And way more customization.
I think it's weird because I don't know, when I feel like I will get scammed. You know, whenever you look at a Big Mac on a picture or a burger on a picture from McDonald's, and then you actually get the Big Mac, like, it doesn't look like the same thing at all. It looks like something completely different. So I'm thinking that if I order this Iceland pick me up punch, will I actually see strawberries inside, or is this just a scam? Because now I'm feeling like this is just like the cup has strawberries on it as drawn upon it.
Does kind of look like just a copy and paste of the Starbucks menu, but with a new sexy makeover and way more customization. If you crave a Starbucks pastry, you can just try the cheaper and more tasty Cosmax McPops instead. The same goes for Cosmac brownies. Why have a Starbucks cookie when you can get a Cosmac cookie butter McPop for cheaper and better? And
not the same at all, but true.
After all, McDonald's already has this space covered. Chris Chamlinski, the president of McDonald's, has actually openly declared that the fast beverage industry is
that the president of McDonald's? Wow.
Has actually
I've never seen them before.
The fast beverage industry is an area where McDonald's possesses the capacity to emerge victorious, and this is a market that is ballooning in size. In 2021, the global beverage market is $1.5 billion.
That's a lot of money.
It's estimated
one nuggies. That's a lot of nuggies for that money.
Everywhere you go now, there's coffee shops everywhere, and McDonald's is looking to become the king of the competition. Already, the global coffee market.
I'm gonna be honest, I wish the president of McDonald's was this fucking bodybuilder, like this big fucking muscly guy that is working out like crazy, but he eats like these specific McDonald's meals that gives him like gives him the shit he needs, and eats other things as well. That would be funny. If you want to become strong, you McDonald's like a real, that's a real marketing lie.
It's $104 billion, and in 2028, it will be roughly $151 billion. So why wouldn't McDonald's go into this industry? After all, beverages actually make way more profit than food. It's so much quicker to make. For example, it costs Starbucks about $1 to make an average cup of coffee.
I think McDonald's isn't that in India, I believe.
200%,
I don't know.
300% profit. Pre-Cosmax, McDonald's was already generating over $30 million a day from coffee sales alone. Each year, McDonald's sells somewhere in the region of 500 million cups of coffee. But with Cosmax, it aims to take beverage sales to an even crazier level with its own standalone cafe. But one key question is, who is even wanting this? Well, it turns out young people. Now, of course, McDonald's primary demographic is usually young adults for two reasons. They like to eat out regularly.
I see that. I see it. I see it. I see it instantly. So I think the reason why young people want to do this is because they're not like, they don't really understand money yet. Also, either they get money from their parents, or they get money for being a student and not really working yet, depending on where you're in the world. But I do think that a lot of young people don't comprehend the costs of things and don't think that much about money. So whenever it comes to getting a coffee, even though it's like a million times cheaper just to make it yourself, they just rather want to go and get their frappa lapa dapa dapa and just enjoy themselves, even though they could buy probably like 20 cups of coffee for that price. If they
usually don't have that much more disposable income to spend on healthier food. Sweet and laced with just enough caffeine to keep customers coming back for more. Boba hits the right spot.
Also makes it addicting because it's sweet.
The qualities of the central nervous system stimulant deserves much closer attention than it does today, especially now that around the world, caffeine consumption is still on the rise. Everybody is addicted to it. Everybody needs their morning coffee, their morning boost, and when it comes to 4 p.m, they need their other kick. And the consumers of caffeine are just getting
never had boba, to be honest. I've had it. I was disappointed. It wasn't that interesting.
47% of Gen Z,
for me at least,
report having suffered withdrawal symptoms.
Get that drugs.
They're not just getting caffeine.
We love drugs.
They're usually getting it from really powerful energy drinks. Prime Energy, Celsius, Red Bull.
No, that's cancer.
The energy drink market
Don't drink
is growing
that
rapidly. particularly with Celsius, an energy drink that's seemingly banned in Europe with double the amount of caffeine found in a cup of coffee. Prime, the toxic brainchild of Logan Paul.
Also, you just remember, you can buy like powder and shit giving you pure caffeine. Like if you're working out, you can get caffeine like as powder and shit like that. You can go crazy if you want to. It's not really hard. It's just the fact that these things are not banned because of the caffeine consumption. Most likely it's banned because it has like some kind of chemical or some too much sugar or something wrong with it in itself.
ASI.
A lot of people love boba.
Schools in
It's a hit and miss. Did you absolutely love it or is whatever? It's not bad though.
Investigation into the drink and its creators. In truth, no one should be drinking this stuff. It's disgusting. Not only is it ridiculously expensive, but it's laced with caffeine and a whole
I
host
love
of
how
other
ridiculous
chemicals
this is.
you don't want inside of your body. Prime Energy alone contains
What's the little boba things anyways? They're like some kind of...
That's 2.5 times more than you would find in a can of Red Bull. And if Red Bull gives you wings, what the hell does Prime give you?
I don't remember what it is, but there's something you boil. You gotta cook it. You gotta make it with something. I don't remember what it is.
And although Cosmax isn't selling Prime,
it's so long.
It does sell its own range of caffeine-bursting energy drinks, which are sure to
Is
keep
tapioca?
consumers coming back for more again and again. In a bid to develop the Cosmax brand, offering caffeine in new inventive ways could prove to be a big part of McDonald's plan. Get Gen Z and Gen Alpha completely addicted to their products, and consumers will be hooked physically. But some will say, isn't McCafe a sub-brand of McDonald's? And doesn't it offer a whole range of beverages just like Cosmax? What's the difference? Well, you see, McCafe and Cosmax have very different audiences in mind. McCafe was introduced specifically to target early morning workers and commuters, hence the reason for so many on-the-go items. Your average McCafe interior is not necessarily designed to entice the customer into staying. It's kinda horrible. It's designed to get the customer in the door and back out again swiftly, or so that they can get on with their day. Cosmax, on the other hand, is a different story entirely. With its array of super sugary beverages, the latest spin-off is designed for people who have already been on the go and need to recharge, or those who've hit a 3 PM slump and need a swift pick-me-up. If McCafe is for the AM, Cosmax is pretty much for the PM. But what's even more interesting is that although McCafes are very popular in Asia and Europe, they're not really popular in the US. There are strings of standalone McCafes in places like Turkey and Malaysia, but rather incredibly, not even one standalone McCafe exists in the US. Why? Because in short, when it comes to McCafes, Americans aren't loving it, or nowhere near as much as McDonald's executives want them to, which highlights the significance of the Cosmac expansion, which will focus on US domination, then if things go as planned, world domination. In fact, McCafe's future in the US could hinge on Cosmac's success. If the latter succeeds, then the former could be binned entirely. So who's going to be the mascot for this new, innovative Cosmac Cafe? Well, it will be a 40-year-old mascot that is currently experiencing a midlife makeover. You see, born in the early 1980s, Cosmac, an odd-looking alien, served as a loyal mascot for McDonald's for a number of years. Although he lived many thousands of miles away on a distant planet devoid of fast food chains, Cosmac displayed an unwavering loyalty to McDonald's. Well, that's the story anyway. And just like any good brand needs a good mascot needs
world
a good
domination.
Story. Why are they bringing back this character from decades ago? Well, it might actually be genius, because Cosmac represents the universe, and the universe is apparently interesting to Gen Zers. As interest in UFOs has never been greater than it is today. But of course, the introduction
I think we're doing a little bit of reach right now.
You see, this is the age of nostalgia, where everyone wants to go back in the past to escape our current reality. And following the box office success of Barbie, Mattel announced its intention to create 17 additional films, including a movie about Barney. Yes, the annoying purple dinosaur. In fact, last year was filled to the brim with nostalgic offerings, such as the Last of Us TV adaptation, Scream 6, a musical based on Mean Girls, Wonka, and the awful prequel to The Hunger Games. But there's obviously an appetite for the old to be repackaged as something kind of new. Hollywood seems to be doing this relentlessly at the moment, constantly repackaging the old and trying to make it something new, because Gen Z yearns for something else.
Hi Kim, how you doing?
Reality. In fact, Gen Z is the most nostalgic generation of all, even though they're the youngest. And they're particularly nostalgic for some reason for anything 80s related. Because you see, there's a phenomena happening. As technology increases at exponential rates, many of us are
I'm doing good.
For simpler times. Times without constant dopamine hits everywhere you look. More of a psychological triggers like loneliness, sadness,
remixed a lot.
If you're sentimental.
They are, but I don't know. I like the remixes.
Sadder and more lonely than Generation Z. So a place like Cosmac.
But I hate whenever people are change the original source material. Like, and that's the only thing you get. That's very annoying.
A sugary safe space for people to feel secure. A place for them to sip bubble tea and reminisce about a time in which they weren't even alive. That's why last year, McDonald's actually brought back Grimace and it went viral, gaining nearly 4 billion views on just TikTok alone.
Everybody said this tasted like shit. Everyone said this tasted like dog shit. It's like the same. It's just the same goddamn milkshakes, apparently. They just put some random nonsense on top of it. Nobody liked this. They just memed. And the meme was literally that it was so sugary and nasty that you died.
And you know who doesn't have a mascot? Starbucks.
You just like had it all over your like all over your body. If you get Grimace, Grimace is coming out after you.
Well, that's not actually a stupid question as you would think initially. After all, in this hyper-competitive space, where every single decision can have a profound impact, a cute, lovable mascot could prove to be a deciding factor in Cosmac's attempt to beat
McDonald's is terrifying.
But more likely is that Cosmax will be much cheaper than Starbucks. It won't be $7 for a coffee. It'll probably be normal priced, with a much nicer environment and better food. Instead of tipping a miserable server, Cosmax could completely reinvent the niche.
And I think that is good. I think that's what they... let's be real, there's a lot of coffee brands out there. There's so many coffee brands out there. There's so many coffee shops and franchises. It's insane. And I just want to say that I guess that because McDonald's is jumping in the field, giving more pressure and more more competition for Starbucks in itself is just good in the long run for the ones that really do want to buy this, because overall pricing for everything just goes up and up and up, and the more competition you add into play, maybe they'll try to stop being like increasing the prices that much and go a little bit down on the pricing and try to reduce some things here and there. So often that is good, but sometimes it can be bad because it might degrade the quality as well. But who knows? Who knows? But we'll see what happens. Personally, I don't drink this coffee. I make my own coffee. The only time I go drink at a coffee shop is like a cafe that is pretty decent, all right, if I am meeting someone. But a lot of people do buy this. I see all my friends from, I think most of my friends from Austin buy always Starbucks. And I guess it's just very, very normal. They're all very, very normal.
Time will tell how this will unfold.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe in 5 years, we'll see if how the competition is going. If Starbucks is getting hurt by this, or if just generally this this franchise of the new franchise from McDonald's is being cancelled. We'll find out about that very soon. To be honest, give it 2, 3 years. We'll figure it out. Probably, yep. Hi. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe. I'll post videos nearly every day, so if you want to watch any more reactions, feel free to subscribe and I'll see you there.